Hi, I'm TJ Spinks. I am a neurosurgeon. I practice in the Austin area, mostly at Dell Children's Hospital. And I'm, like the rest of my classmates, very flattered and honored to have been a member of this inaugural class. I really would like to thank the board and the leadership at the TMA for having this idea and pushing it through, and for Connie and her team for doing such a good job. And I'm very fortunate to have my lovely wife here in the audience, who obviously has contributed as well to my success in general. When we were asked to talk about something that we use from the college in our daily lives. Like a lot of the things you've heard, I started looking through the curriculum and okay, well, I use this to do that. I had some ideas of what I was going to talk about, but then yesterday I decided to scrap it all and to blatantly borrow something that Dr. Raju brought up in a conversation. And it's not stealing because I just credited her, so she can't say anything. But we started this conversation, and you hear threads of it running through what everyone else has said, that when you ask the TMA, they say they started the Leadership College in order to teach us the skills we need to be leaders in the TMA and in our jobs. And that's great, but let's be honest. All right, let's call a spade a spade. They started the Leadership College because they wanted all of us sitting here to be more involved in the TMA. Right? That was the goal. Right? And that's fine. We all knew that. And so as I started thinking about what is important to me and to the TMA as a whole, and I think to medicine in general, is concept that this Leadership College did achieve, I think, very well, and Dr. Raju brought up, is that it created a team, right? Created a class, right, in the true sense. Not just some people who know each other, not just some people with common goals, but people who are identified, given a common identity. And we sat in the boot camp for hours, listen to these really interesting and great lectures, but you sit in the same room with someone for several days in a row, you start to kind of have a cohesiveness to your group. And since that time, we've had some interactions online. Several of us who live in the Austin area run into each other in the course of our daily business. And then, we come here and finish up. And the point being that we're really a class, and we really have a sort of a common identity. And we were talking yesterday in our class about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you look at the needs that people, the things that people need to meet in order to maximize their potential and really contribute, and you start with survival, which we all have to do, and then safety. Well, what's right above safety? It's belonging, right? And I think that's one of the things that this has really started to do, at least with our group, is this sense of belonging, not just because we know each other. And it's certainly nice that where I really noticed this was when I arrived yesterday and I walk in and I see Ray, or I see Steve, or I see Bindu. I know these people, right? I kind of belong here. People calling out my name, saying, "Hey, TJ, how you doing?" And that makes a big difference. But on top of that, every time Dr. Kabbalah introduces me to someone, says, "Oh, this is TJ. I'm his mentor for the Leadership College." And people say, "Oh, TJ, oh, Leadership College. Oh, yeah, great. We're glad to have you here. This is really important. We really support this idea." And even outside in the county medical societies, I've had the same experiences where people identify this. Yes, you're in the Leadership College. That's an identity you have, and you belong to this group. And that speaks very well to the mentors and how they've approached it, the board, Dr. Hinchy, and a couple people pointed this out, really promoting this idea. And I think that's as important as the actual lessons we learned and were taught in the didactic sessions. And as we were talking, with several of us, we've talked a little bit about this, and I see this now that we have this common identity, not just that it exists now, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when we've all had these interactions that we're going to continue to have, keep seeing each other at meetings. So now when we go to the meeting, next conference, who am I going to hang out with? These people right in front of you. Right? Those are the people I'm going to hang, and we're going to continue to promote those relationships and increase that network, not just in a superficial, I know this person, you know that person way, but in a real way, in a sort of professional friendships. And that, I suspect, is going to prove to be the real benefit of this program to the TMA and to each of us individually. And part of that is the promotion, part of that is the selection of my classmates, certainly, because that's what makes us a good whole. And so I think that's the takeaway that I've gotten, is that that's something that I think is really going to drive all of us into the future in a very good way. So that was my 2 cents. So thank you very much.